What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Action Sunday. And this week, I'm going to change things to high gear. Okay, the summer's kicking up, so for the next couple of weeks, I'm just gonna do whatever I can. I'm gonna just bounce all over the place. Okay, where it's something new, something exciting, good, bad, somewhere in between. But this week is no difference. So I decided to go back to the Chuck Norris well with this movie, Firewalker. Now, for the sake for this review, I had to watch this movie for a second time because I remember watching this movie years ago, and I thought that this movie was fun. And after watching it again, wow, it still does hold up, and it's still loads of fun, even 30-something years later after it was released. So yeah, I will admit, this is a true gem of Chuck Norris's work. Now, I'll give you guys the simplified version of the story of what this tale is all about. Okay, this movie blends the action adventure elements with a bit of a martial arts spin. So in other words, it's kind of like Armor of God with Jackie Chan. If anybody remembers that movie, the only difference here is that you got Chuck Norris in the role of what would have been Jackie Chan's role. So what happens is this girl hires Chuck Norris and his friend played by Lou Gossett Jr. They're both treasure hunters to try to track down this ancient conquistador cache of gold somewhere in Central America, and and she has a map and all this, and they're like, okay, what's in it for us, kind of thing. But of course, it definitely hits all the tropes of your typical action serial that you've probably seen in years past all the tropes of an Indiana Jones movie, and it just goes off on there. There's chasing, there's disguises, they're on the run. There's a whole lot to unpack as this movie goes on. But I will admit something. Out of all of the Chuck Norris movies out there, this one, there's something Chuck Norris is on. I would say his comedic timing is I did not expect to see in this movie. It's like, wow. So an adventure comedy with Chuck Norris, this is something I've never seen because, again, I'm used to seeing Chuck Norris being the straight-laced, stoic guy. Here, he does pull some good one-liners and whatnot, and it kind of makes me laugh and kind of brings a smile to my face. But some deliver, some don't, but it definitely works for the story. But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But I'll tell you this is that I remember as soon as the opening credits sequence start to roll, you're in for an excitement because you're in the desert. You're like, oh my God, what's happening? And that just sets the tone for the entire movie of what's to come. Is it going to be crazy and outrageous? Yes. And it truly delivers with everything. The action is just in top. Okay, there's a great scene in a bar where Chuck's like, all right, you want to fight? All right, come on, and he starts beating up all these people, and it just goes from there. There's a scene where they're in the jungle. They're in the jungle. They're fighting. But one of the best run-on jokes in this movie is that somehow, okay, Gossett Jr. is good with a gun. Norris is good with his fists, but when you give Chuck Norris the gun, he's terrible at the firing it. So I'm like, somehow he keeps missing his target. He's like, what the hell's wrong with this gun kind of thing? I was laughing. I was like, what the fuck? How did you miss him? He's right there in front of you. And it's a constant running gag as the movie goes on until the final 10 or 15 minutes of the whole movie where he finally is able to do something right with a gun. It's just perfect. But yeah, when it comes to that's all I'm gonna say about that. I really love the whole Central American setting. I mean, I've seen other adventure movies where they take it to some other exotic place, like the Amazon or the Nile or China or hell the far off distant fantasy land. I mean, I'm just reading off some of the plots of other stuff, but you get my point. But of course, this is going to hold a candle to the best, to the big one, Last Crusade or any Indiana Jones one. Side note, I will be seeing Dial of Destiny soon, so stay tuned for that. So no, it won't, but but I would say it's up there. but it's no masterpiece because it definitely hits all the action adventure serial cliches. Invents some new cliches when it comes to trying to create a character around Chuck Norris because of his martial arts background. It does work, but yeah, like it's loads of fun when you look at but yeah, you can definitely tell, like, all right, it's something that you've seen before. It's something that you can laugh at and just kill time. But it's still a fun movie, and the ending kind of leaves it open for will there be another adventure? Kind of, but I don't think they ever followed up on it because I heard that this movie didn't do well in the box office or something like that. But I don't know. Like it's a fine movie. It's not perfect. No adventure movie's gonna try to be as good as Indiana Jones. Like the bar was set here. Everything was raised up as the sequels went on, or any other movie that tried to match it. It's not going to be the same, if that makes sense. But I still find myself just entertained in this entire movie. I mean, Norris and Gossett Jr., great dynamic. Melody Anderson from the Flash Gordon movie, she's great in this. John Rhys Davis was a shock to me. I was like okay, that now you're really hitting home with the adventure cliches because he's in all those big ones I just mentioned. And then, of course, another surprise was seeing Ian Abercrombie. Mr. Pitt was in this. I'm like, wow. Again, a lot of people you would never expect. And for a simple cast, they do their part. Even though everyone says that Chuck Norris is not a really good actor. But here, he definitely flexes his comedic chops. Okay? Prepare for worse. It depends on your taste, all right? So, if I had to give this movie a score, I'm going to give this movie, no what, screw it. I'm giving this movie a 7.5 out of 10. This movie was fun to watch in general, okay? Again, watching it back then, it was still fun. It's still fun now, even though there's moments that just say, yeah, I think they should have done it better. But again, it's your preference. You should give this movie a watch. It is available on Freevee. It's available on Tubi, wherever that you can get your hands on, all right? I definitely recommend it, all right? So that does it for this week. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for some more and exciting content.